Let's unbox this puppy. There we go. It's not completely locked up. But them drawers fit closed, to say the least. So let's start off. Let's get all this out of the way. Pull the key. Open the drawer. That's what or open the door. That's what I thought. There's some more parts. This would probably be casters. That would probably be the wheels. And I am guessing that this is the plate for the bottles. Bottles of gas, cylinders of gas. Alright, now because I don't want that flopping around anywhere. I don't know if it will or not, so let's just make sure that it doesn't. Casters. Not bad. These are definitely not cheap duty casters. I got step-on locks. I like that. I like that a lot. Yuck. So let's go ahead and get them puppies put on there. Get that back axle put on. Let me show you something real quick. This is how this is packaged. It is sealed in between each section right here, so that they don't fall down into each other. I like that. That tells me we're going to start at the bottom and put the casters on. Then we can work our way up. You got a bolt, then you got a lock washer, then you got a regular washer. The holes are threaded, easy to start. Please excuse the helicopter going up by overhead, if you can hear it. Now, let's open this box here. Now, look at this. This is fairly heavy for a damn welding cart, cabinet, whatever. Axle already included. I'm a little impressed. This takes a lot for Harbor Freight to impress me. Just saying. Make sure there's no screws or nothing else in there. Looks like most of the rest of the bolts for assembling this are of the same size. And will require a number 3 Phillips. We're not going to tighten that down just yet. We're going to get all 6 in here before we do. So they really made it easy in the fact that 90% of the bolts that go in here to put this together are the same damn size. I suggest you make sure those are in good. Especially if you're like me, you're going to have 2 bottles or 2 cylinders of gas sitting on here. Probably a 300 and for the TIG and a 125 for the MIG. Which the 125 I already own. The 300 will be coming here in a week or so. And by the way, I did order the Alpha TIG 200X. Ordered it off Amazon for 680 bucks. And it says about a month to get here. So once that gets here, we will go ahead and do a video on that as well. And yes, I am going to put my first TIG bead ever on film for all y'all to laugh at. Because I promise you, I'm going to be laughing my ass off as well. Alright. They really did simplify this. It's just a cap nut. That's it. Oh, it's funny for a welding cart, their welds on this rear axle look like shit. Just saying, that's probably something I'm going to go back and redo. Let's see, I'd be willing to bet that a 13 fits those just fine. Not too much play in those. I'm going to go ahead and tell you to replace the bearings in the wheels. They're kind of cheap. Alright, now we're going to have a little fun and try to turn this over with no help. Because the only other person here is my 4-year-old who is inside playing Xbox. Yeah. And there we go. Let's go ahead and get these up. Set them up here. Get this cardboard out of the way. Scoot this back so you can see it. Rolls nice and easy. I mean nice and easy. Alright, let's lock one of those. Locks and stays in place. The reason you're seeing it wobble is my shop floor is uneven. They won't let me lay a pad here, so I had to put this building on pier and beam. It's a little 10 by 16, nothing big. And our ground really sucks here in Central Texas. Sounds like somebody's having a shitty morning. Nothing but sirens. Alright, these appear to be fairly easy mount. Real easy mount. It does not have lower ones. That's a bummer. I'm one of them guys that really don't want my tanks to fall over. But really don't see much of a problem with that, seeing as how I will be using, instead of using these chains that I'm fixing to hang on here just for demonstration, I tend to use those black bungee cords. That way I can make sure the bottles are tight to the cart. But, not bad. This thing also has holding brackets for your TIG filler metal. There's 2 brackets. They go on right here and right here. One of them closed in, the other one open up. Open one goes on top. Closed one goes on the bottom, obviously. I want y'all to realize how quick this is going together. It's not too shabby at all. Not too shabby at all. Mind you, this is Harbor Freight we're talking about here. This cart was $300. It was $299.99. Just in case you're wondering. Their single cart that is enclosed like this is $169. I have no input on that as I do not have one. But if you look over here, I do have their open face cart, which is extremely cheap and has a really narrow footprint. I had to modify it by putting some 1/4-inch plate on the bottom and putting the casters on that so that they actually set out to the sides of the front of the cart. Not impressed with it, really. When you got to mod something right out of the box because it sucks, it's usually, in my book, a bad buy. So that open face cart, even though it's only like, what, 40, 50 bucks? Bad buy. All right, now we're going to put the hooks on. For the handle, there's only 4 bolts, and they're the slightly smaller ones than anything else you used. And we are literally almost done with this. And the top ones, you're going to have to put on with an open end wrench. See that immediately. Let's bust out the 10. See if I can even get my fat fingers down in here to start them. There we go. That one started. Sometimes having chubby little fat hands ain't worth a shit. Just saying. Don't want to overdo it, but we definitely want them torqued in a little bit. So we'll snug them up and give it a 1/4 turn. All right. That is pretty damn stout on the back end. I mean, I'm still impressed with that. Didn't think it would be like that, honestly. All right, so here we go. That is put together. The only other thing are these 2 shelves right here. So let's investigate. I know that's probably kind of hard to see. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4 little built-in lips for the shelves. Perfect spot for your welding helmet. These drawers are not going to fall open. You got to pull on them to get them open. So we got one that's semi-deep. Another one that's semi-deep. We got a shallow one with dividers. for your MIG consumable. That is not easy to get out of there. That drawer is open all the way. So that is put together and tack welded together, but it sits loose in there. Good job, guys. Anyways, not bad. Flashlight's beeping at me. I need to plug it in. So let's go ahead and put some shelves in here. So the shelves do not come all the way out, which is probably not a bad thing. They actually sit kind of back in there. Let's get this down here so you can see it. These things sit back in here a little bit. It looks like you got about 2.5, 3 inches that they sit back. And the flashlight just died on me. There we go. So that is not bad. Nice big place. Put your chop saw. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 places to put 2 shelves. Really not going to complain. So, initial thoughts. Was it worth $300? I'm going to say yeah, just from putting it together. I'm impressed. I really am. I will go ahead and get it loaded up with the MIG. And once the TIG gets here, I'll load it up with the TIG as well. And all my consumables, and we'll do a follow-up video on how the cart or the cabinet itself holds up and performs with it fully loaded. So, thanks for tuning in. Little product unboxing and put together real quick. Stay tuned. We got more on the racer coming up. Deuces.